Hello and welcome to the 23rd Vlogmas video for 2024. We are nearly done with Vlogmas. And today I thought I would just reflect a little bit on some of my favorite patterns that I've made throughout this year. I've tried my very best to choose my top 10 patterns from this year. Now, most of them are amigurumi patterns because that is what I make the most of, especially because I had a market this year, so I was doing a lot of making toys, and I've had a few friends who have had kids, and so I've been making things for a lot of younger people in my life. But I do also have a couple of my favorite clothing patterns and a blanket pattern as well. Let's get into it. We're going to start with the crochet patterns for toys or amigurumi because that is what I have the most of, as I mentioned before. Now, these are not in any particular order of like favorite to not favorite in these top 10. These are just like as I thought of them. I scrolled through all of my photos that I had taken throughout the year of like my different crochet projects and things like that. So it's possible that there are ones that I've kind of forgotten about from earlier in the year that I maybe didn't take a photo of, but of all of the ones that I remember or had photos of, these are going to be my top 7 amigurumi patterns. So starting off strong with the Mael Chicken pattern, of course, by Oak and Marlowe. These ones are just, they're so fun to make. I had a YouTube video out that was like how many I could make from a single skein of the Banat blanket yarn. So if you haven't seen that, go and check it out. And I also just really enjoyed making them for my market, and they sold very well. It was really cute at that market hearing about people's pet chickens. There was like a surprising number of people who had pet chickens, and they wanted to buy a little chicken toy that matched their one at home. So it was just, I don't know, I really love making it. It is a nice, pretty mindless amigurumi pattern, and it has a very, very cute result. So that is number 1 on the list. The next one on the list, you will have heard me talk about it this Vlogmas, but it is Baby Hugo the Humpback Whale by Humble Child Co. It is just, I honestly think it is my top make of the year. I'm so proud of it. I love the end result of it. It did, as you know, found a new home very, very quickly, so I can't wait to make another one. I think I will try and make another one before the end of the year. Probably when Vlogmas is over, I might just relax and make another little Hugo. So I may even give a go to the bigger humpback whale pattern, just the regular Hugo the Humpback Whale, but the one I made was the baby one, and I loved it. It wasn't very difficult. It didn't take too long, not as long as I expected, and the result is just like phenomenal. So such a great pattern, highly recommend it. And of course, just a reminder that all of these patterns, I will put their links or where you can find them in the description below. So if you want to get any for yourself or make any for yourself, just jump down there and you'll be able to find all the details on where you can do that. So just gonna say that now before we move on to our next make, which I guess is still technically amigurumi, but it is one of the more like lovey styles of it, and it is Ezra the Elephant by Mama Made Minis. This one is in their Knotted Lovies book. It is just, it's so cute. I made a couple of them for a friend who was having a new baby and already has a child as well. And so she ordered 2 off me, 1 for each of them. And I also actually made one for another friend of mine as a gift who had a baby earlier in the year. So really, really good for like newborns, or even honestly, both of their toddler children also loved them as well. So highly recommend that pattern and all of the patterns in that book, to be honest, but the elephants in particular, just, I love their big ears. I love the trunk. I love the design of it. So I really enjoyed making a few of them this year. The next one that I have on this list is one that I actually did a pattern test for Crochet Me Zaddy, and it is his Itty Bitty Kitties. They are just, they're quick to make, they're really cute, they did well at my market, and also you may have seen, if you've been watching Vlogmas, that I made them for all of my cousin's children this year who were like toddler age, and we just had our big family Christmas yesterday, and the cats were a hit. Like, I sort of expected that, you know, when you're a kid and you just want to open presents and then like open the next present, I thought they would all open it and be like cute and then move on really quickly. But they actually loved them. A couple of them were carrying around their cats for the rest of the day, and just, I don't know, there's something really cute about seeing a really cute small child call a thing you've made really cute. So I highly recommend this pattern, and even more so after seeing how big a hit it was with the kids yesterday. So itty bitty kitties, don't sleep on them. Zach also has a free pattern for an itty bitty bunny, so just a quick shout out and an aside for that one if you want to check it out. I'm pretty sure it's on his Instagram profile. Go and have a look at that. It'll give you the vibe for what the cat version is like. Next is the caterpillar pattern from J&K Crochet. Again, you may have seen this a couple of times in my videos, but I just really love making it. I love that I could make it look like the very hungry caterpillar. I think it's a really cute design, and I love the fact that it's no-sew, but it still comes out so cute. And surprisingly, for a no-sew pattern, I don't really need to change where the feet are at all. I think this pattern must just work with my tension or something, because it's just, it's beautiful. It works. So I really loved making this one, and I can see myself making more, maybe in a few different color combinations. I've literally only made this one as like the very hungry caterpillar, so I might try it in some different color combinations next year. But I just really enjoy making it, so it made the list. Second last one in this amigurumi section is the Mushroom Pop by Cable and Canvas. I sold so many of these at my market. I was actually standing at my market stall making more of them because they kind of sold out a lot quicker than I expected them to. And they're just really fun. I love a silent fidget toy. I know this pattern has been around for quite a while, but this was the first year that I've ever made it. I really enjoyed making it. You can do it pretty mindlessly, and I don't know, the end result is just super cute and useful. Like having a silent fidget toy or any kind of fidget toy, it's just a useful thing to have. So I really enjoyed this one. If you haven't seen it, it is a free YouTube tutorial from Cable and Canvas. Again, the links and everything will be in the description below, so go down there, check it out. You're already on YouTube, go and have a watch of it. It's such a good pattern, really enjoy it. Even just for yourself, even if you have no one else to make it for, you don't do markets, you don't want to give it away after you finish it, they're really fun, genuinely really enjoyable. And of course, I couldn't finish off this amigurumi pattern list without putting my own little Clive the Cassowary pattern in there. This one obviously has a very special place in my heart. I designed it so that I could take a bunch of cassowary toys for like MVP prizes when I played Worlds earlier in November. So I made a lot of them this year, and also it is the first pattern I've ever released as like a paid pattern. I've only ever done free patterns before. So I really enjoyed the process of creating it. I really enjoyed getting to kind of share it at Worlds with people, and people even honestly my age or older thought they were really cute. I attached little bag tags to them all so they could clip them onto their frisbee bags, and I love the pattern. I love that I turned it into an emu as well, because I know that cassowaries are not the most well-known animals, although I like teaching people what cassowaries are as well. But of course I had to include it in this little roundup and give it a little plug, because it has a very special place in my heart for good reason. So that is all the amigurumi patterns that I have as part of this list, and now I'm going to give you 2 clothing patterns that I really enjoyed this year. One of them you may be able to guess, actually, you know what, both of them you might be able to guess what they are, but I'll give you a second if you want to make a guess for the 2 clothing patterns that have made my top 10 patterns of the year list. Drop them in the comments below. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are moving on to telling you what they are. Of course, number one in my heart, Val Vest by Ed's Fart. This is just the best. It's the best clothing pattern. It looks good on, I swear, every body type. It is a really, really fun stitch repeat pattern. I even enjoyed gauge swatching it, which, like, you can't say that about many patterns, I don't think. So if you haven't checked it out, please, please, please go and have a look at it. Go and look at Itty's Instagram page. She's got some awesome other designs on there as well. I'm looking forward to making a few of them next year, but Val Vest is it will always just be one of my favorite clothing patterns, I think, and I just love it. So there you go. That is number one on the very unextensive clothing list. And the second one, if you've been here for the last few days, you'll know this one. My Flower Garden Vest by Realm Designs. It, again, is a very well written pattern. It is very versatile. It looks super, super cute. I loved the colors that I made it in. I got a lot of compliments on it at family Christmas, so if you want to get complimented, make one for yourself, wear it to a family event or any event, you'll get compliments on it. That's a guarantee. It's not really a guarantee. I don't know what your friends are like, but if they're worth your time, they will compliment your beautiful handmade vest. But I just really enjoyed making it. I made it in 3 days. It didn't take super long. Granted, it was 3 days where I wasn't really having to work that much, and you know, I'm on a little bit of a break and I really had a deadline to do it in, so I was working pretty hard on it, but still, 3 days. I made the large size and I made the longer, slightly longer vest. I think next time I do it, I would make the cropped version of it. I thought it wasn't going to be as long as I wanted it to be, but by the time you put the back and shoulders on, it actually was fine. So that's what I'm going to try next time I make it, and the fact that there's going to be a next time I make it, to me, endorses it as a clothing pattern. So that is another one for you to check out. And finally, the last pattern on this list, it's a blanket pattern. I don't have anything else to put in this category, so it's just kind of on its little lonesome as its own little blanket pattern, but it is a granny stitch style blanket. And there's not really a specific pattern for this one. I think it's just kind of a generic thing that people seem to know how to make. I don't know, but I ended up like typing out how to work it so that I could like actually refer to something written down. But I made 2 of them this year. One of them I made when I was traveling, and I made to give it to a friend for their new baby, and honestly, it was instantly claimed. By the time this friend got it, the child was a child and no longer a baby because they live overseas and we haven't been able to see them. But this toddler grabbed it and did not let it go for the rest of the time I was there. So that to me is a big win. And the second one I made, again, actually you would have seen during Vlogmas, I made it for my cousin's new baby. And just, I don't know, I love a granny stitch, and so getting to make it in a kind of a funky shape with a star, I think the end result looks really good, and it's just a really nice soothing pattern to make. So that is number 10 on this list of my 10 favorite patterns for 2024. I nearly forgot what year it was there. I would love to hear if you had any favorite patterns from this year, any that you made a lot of or just really enjoyed making. I know a couple of these, like the Hugo. I only made one of them, but it just was good enough that it jumped up into this top list. So if you have any like that, I'd love to hear about them. I also just am always on the lookout for new patterns. So whether it's clothing or homewares or toys or any different kind of thing, let me know what your favorites for 2024 were, because I'd love to maybe make some of them. Otherwise, that just about wraps up this little reflection on my favorite patterns for 2024. I've really been enjoying working through this Vlogmas. I feel like it's made me so productive, and upon reflection and filming this, actually a few of my favorite patterns I made in this month. So that's a pretty big win, and I don't know, if nothing else, I got that out of Vlogmas, so that's very exciting. Thank you so much if you have been here for the whole month. We are very, very close to the last video of Vlogmas, and I know the last few haven't really been vlogs per se, but we still had a video every day, which I think is pretty good. Tomorrow's one is going to be a little reflection on how Vlogmas went, if it was worth doing, and answering some of your questions on Vlogmas. So I look forward to that. I look forward to seeing you then. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you're going to make any of these patterns or want to share any of your favorite patterns with me, please drop them in the comments below. And if you like crochet, crafty kind of content, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you here in our little crafty community. I will be coming at you next year with more videos. We're going to take a break after tomorrow to have a little cruise at the end of December, because there will have been 24 videos plus a couple of lives this month alone, which is a lot. So we're going to take a little brief time out, but I will see you in the new year. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. And other than that, I can't wait to see you tomorrow to wrap up Vlogmas, and I hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out. Bye!